why is it important to bless the badge? Well, I'd given that some thought, and I think about when I joined the Columbus Division of Police back in 1993. And going through training, and there was Officer Joe Smith who taught defensive tactics. He often talked about the third of a second. The third of a second, action beats reaction. A third of a second, how things can change in a third of a second. Lives are lost and saved and changed forever in a third of a second. The day after, I think it was, or the day before graduation, Officer Chris Kleitz, on December 10th, 1993, he was 26 years old, been on the department for about 3.5 years, was in the Windsor Terrace housing complex and exchanged gunfire and was shot, although was able to shoot the suspect in the chest. And another officer then shot the suspect who died at the scene. He was 26 years old, third of a second. I began to think about, was this the right profession for me? And how things can change in a third of a second. On January 6, 2005, I was working the East Side as a liaison officer, and I responded to an officer-involved shooting on East Broad Street. Officer Brian Hurst, 33 years old. 8 years on, he was working special duty inside a bank when a man entered and announced a robbery and immediately opened fire on Officer Hurst. He responded, wounding the suspect in the chest, but had also been mortally wounded by the suspect. I remember meeting Brian one day in a Sallyport. We had a quick conversation about our arrest, but seemed he was a good and well-liked guy. But I always think back, if only I could have gotten there sooner. If only I was closer when that happened. I hear the stories from friends that are firefighters, responding to calls for service on terrible scenes involving the young and old. The stories of trying to resuscitate an infant that had drowned, or a senior caught in a house fire, thinking if only I could have gotten there seconds sooner, I would have been able to save this precious life. The impact on police officers, firefighters, and their families dealing with survivor guilt, trauma, health issues, and physical injuries are very, very real, and they need our support and our prayers for strength. These are just a few of many stories of those who wear the badge. Look around the room. The person next to you, I am sure, has a story to tell, and why it's important to bless the badge today, and why every second counts. There are 86,400 seconds each day. In a third of a second, our lives can be changed forever. We must embrace each and every second with our family, friends, and colleagues, and continue to bless those who wear the public safety badge to protect and serve. So thank you for being here. Thank you for blessing the badge each and every day.